Welcome to the first day of 12 Days of Christmas Mini Yoga Edition Heart Opening. We'll get started in a seated position, checking in with the breath, placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly, taking a few deep breaths here to settle in, get grounded before the practice begins. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhaling to let them fall down to the sides. Inhaling to reach up. And exhaling the left arm down, right arm overhead, side stretch. Inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Inhale, make your way back to center. And exhale, let those arms drop, and we'll come into a seated cat-cow, stretching the chest up. And exhaling to round through the spine. Inhaling, stretching up, and exhaling to round. Taking this at your own pace, following your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're ready, we'll transition into our tabletop position, coming to all fours. And we'll take a few cat-cows in this position, letting the belly drop on the inhale, and exhaling, pressing the back towards the sky. Inhaling to lift the gaze, belly drops. Exhaling, chin comes toward the chest, rounding through the spine. Again, taking it at your own pace. Taking one more full round. Finishing your exhale. And then transitioning into your downward dog. And we'll flow forward, bending the knees, pressing through a plank to come into an upward dog with the toes tucked. Exhaling, coming back through that crouch to find your downward facing dog. Do that a couple times, so bending the knees to push yourself through plank and then into an upward dog, taking your inhale and exhaling as you make your way back to your downward dog. And then one more time through. Finding your down dog as you exhale, and then start to walk the feet to hands, coming into a forward fold here. Inhaling to find your half lift, exhaling to fold. Inhaling, finding that flat back or that half lift. Exhaling, folding down. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling to fold, and then inhale, rise all the way up, reaching those arms up toward the sky and bringing them through heart center. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, and then exhale, we'll sink into a chair pose. So finding your chair, taking a few breaths here, keeping the core engaged, letting the heat build. And on your next exhale, let it go, collapse over, and just take a little sway side to side in your forward fold. And then when you're ready, step it back to a plank position, drop the knees down. We're going to come into a puppy pose here. So stretch your arms forward to allow your chest, your heart to drop toward the ground. Forehead is on the ground, hips are still lifted here. We're not in a child's pose, it's a puppy pose. Taking a few breaths, really letting gravity do the work. And then slowly transitioning out, coming into a hero's pose, just seated on the feet. If that's not comfortable, you can always add a block. And then we'll start to make our way down onto our belly. We're gonna take a few baby cobras here. I have my hands cactused out to the sides on my fingertips to really engage through the back body and not let my arms push me up. But any alternative version is totally an option. This time I'm bringing my hands off the mat completely for my last one, and then settling back down. Making my way into a Sphinx pose here. So elbows are going to be underneath and a little bit in front of the shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Arms are parallel with the palms facing down. And then pressing the chest forward, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears, opening through the heart, taking a few breaths. If it irritates the low back, you can press the pelvis into the mat a little bit more. And settling in here. And then slowly coming out of it, bending the knees to windshield wiper the legs side to side, release the low back. And then releasing the legs down, starting to push yourself up. Coming to stand on the knees for a modified camel pose. Palms will go on the low back, fingers pointed down, elbows pushing towards each other. And then taking your back bend, pressing the chest up, allowing the head to drop back. Breathing here. And slowly making your way out of it. And to counter that, we'll come into a mouse pose or modified child's pose with the arms by the sides. And then when you're ready, slowly making your way up to sit on the feet. Inhaling to reach those arms up and exhaling, twisting towards your right. Left hand can be on the right knee, right hand can reach behind you. Looking over that right shoulder, sitting up nice and tall, breathing in your twist. Inhaling your way back to center, and then exhaling toward the other side, twisting to the left this time. Right hand can go to the left knee, left hand can reach behind you. Again, remembering to sit up tall. And then inhaling your way back to center, exhaling the hands through heart center. And then we'll inhale to stretch our arms behind us, opening through the chest. Exhaling, coming towards a child's pose, folding over the knees. Inhaling to stretch the arms back, chest pushes forward. Exhaling to round over the knees. Again, moving with your breath. Following your own pace. And then slowly rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head's the last thing to come up. And we'll shift to come to a seat with our legs out in front of us. We're going to be coming into a fish pose here. So we'll start by walking ourselves down onto our forearms. Palms can go under the sacrum or just by your hips. Elbows are going to want to walk together underneath the shoulders. Head can drop back. And pressing into the elbows to push the chest up towards the sky, opening through the heart. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then slowly starting to make your way out of it to lay flat on the mat. And then bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, maybe rock side to side a little bit. And then allow the legs to stretch long on the mat. Maybe bring one hand to the heart and one to the belly to settle in for a mini Shavasana. Reconnecting with the breath. Feeling a sense of calm. And when you're ready, you can start to roll onto one side, coming to a fetal position. And then slowly push yourself up to seated. Bring the hands to heart center. And just taking a bow of gratitude. Thank you for joining me.